Caitlin Clark drops four-word message for Fever teammate after major Nike announcement. For a girl born into a lower-middle-class family in Ferraz de Vasconcelos, a small city in Sao Paulo, Brazil, opportunities were rare and dreams were often out of reach. But Damiris Dantas' journey was never going to be an ordinary one. Her story is built on resilience and grit. She lost her mother at just 9 years old, yet a decade later, at 19, she heard her name called on WNBA draft night. From heartbreak to the biggest stages in basketball, Caitlin Clark's teammate has lived through more than most athletes ever will. And as she celebrated her 33rd birthday on November 17, Nike made sure to honor the journey that brought her from Brazil's streets to the biggest stage in women's basketball. Dantas was just 17 years old when she officially became a Nike athlete, a massive moment that came only 4 years after she was picked up by the Janeth Arcane Institute, the non-profit founded by Brazilian basketball legend Janeth Arcane. The program provides free sports and educational opportunities for kids aged 7 to 17, and it became the foundation of Dantas' journey. Circumstances forced her to turn pro at just 16, when she moved to Spain after being promised eligibility to play for a professional team. That opportunity never came. 6 months later, she returned to Brazil without earning a single dime. She began playing for local Brazilian teams, where the average salary is barely around $600 a month. That's when Nike discovered her talent, and they'd been by her side ever since. This year marks 15 years of that partnership. Earlier today, Dantas shared a photo of the special memorabilia Nike sent to celebrate the milestone, and even Caitlin Clark chimed in with a comment, showing love to her teammate. "Today I was recognized for my 15 years as a Nike athlete, and honestly, this 17-year-old girl who signed her first contract had no idea what would come next. I look back and see that every step was worth it. Every practice, every fall, every beginning, every doubt, and every victory," Damiris wrote on Instagram, and Caitlin Clark had a simple 4-letter message for her: "So proud of you." Clark and Dantas joined the Indiana Fever at the same time. Unfortunately for the sender, she missed the first few months of Caitlin Clark's record-breaking rookie season because of a knee injury, but she made her return in late June, and together, they helped push the Fever back into the playoffs for the first time since 2016. This season was a success for the Fever as they reached the semifinals and won their first playoff series in a decade, but both Clark and Dantas couldn't take part in the playoff run. Caitlin played only 13 games because of 3 different injuries to her quadriceps and groin, while Dantas was ruled out for the entire postseason due to a concussion. But there is a high chance we might not see them together next season. Why Damiris Dantas might not play with Caitlin Clark next season? The WNBA and the WNBA are still locked in CBA talks, and most people believe both sides will finally reach an agreement after more than a year of back and forth. If that happens, players should get exactly what they've been fighting for: higher salaries and a better revenue-sharing model. That's also why more than 80% of the league will hit free agency once the window opens. Everyone's ready to test the market and secure the pay raise they've earned. Aside from rookies, the only players with guaranteed contracts for next season are Mercury's Kalani Brown and Seattle's Lexi Brown. So while someone like Caitlin Clark will still be under contract with the Fever, Dantas won't. And that puts Indiana in a tough spot. Their top priority will be bringing back their best player, Kelsey Mitchell. Depending on the money she commands in this new CBA environment, the Fever front office may not have the financial room to re-sign the Brazilian center. Dantas has already worn the jerseys of the Minnesota Lynx and Atlanta Dream alongside the Fevers. Maybe she could end up playing for a 4th franchise next season, or even return to one of her former teams. Whatever happens, we know for a fact that Caitlin Clark would love to have Damiris back in Indiana. Whether the Fever can make that possible is something only time will tell.